The following broadcast is intended for mature audiences. These are real people sharing very real, deeply personal experiences. This content may be considered triggering for others and for those who are sharing. The chat room is a privilege intended for discussions and sharing. You are not being asked to agree, but you are being asked to stay civil and refrain from personal attacks. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome back to Am I Mental, a live weekly podcast where people share real stories about living life with mental health issues and how they impact life and how life impacts mental health. I'm your host, E, and with us, as almost always, is co-host Bexy.
Hi.
C may be in a little bit. C is doing some college application kind of stuff. I tried to say that podcasting is more important to her than education, but apparently C thinks otherwise. But that's okay. They'll jump in later.
Go see. Yay!
Definitely go see. Just don't go away. We need you.
No.
So, if you guys tried accessing our website over the last week, you may have noticed that there was a problem with the security. It's fixed. The security certificate expired. It wasn't supposed to expire. It was supposed to auto-renew, and I got that taken care of. So, to help us out, if you want us to keep going, by all means, the best thing you could do, share our episodes, especially ones that you think will resonate with someone that may need it. We have been attributed, at least every year we get another one or two people that we are told that have been saved by this podcast. And if we can help save anybody, that's awesome. Just one person is awesome. But we have a number of people now, and we hope that this can help save even more lives. So please go ahead and share it. If you want to help us further than that, we have a donations page. It's amimental.net/donate. There's a number of ways you could donate. We also have a Teespring store, so you could go ahead and buy some swag. COVID numbers are rising, so the masks are in again. So go ahead and pick up a mask. We got hoodies because it's getting cold out there. We got T-shirts. We got stickers. Got tote bags. Those tote bags are badass. So yeah,
They really are.
And I deliberately priced them really low, so we get very little money out of it. Because I would rather see more people with swag than having more money coming towards us, because we get enough through donations really to keep this podcast going. But every little bit helps, and there's things that we want to add on that we can't quite justify yet. But JB was saying, dude, you need a Patreon. Yeah, I decided against Patreon. Their fees are outrageous. So that's why we're using LibraPay instead. Their fees are way better, and they have they accept more currencies too than Patreon ever did. Yeah, so that's why we don't have a Patreon. I had a Patreon, and they actually took it down because there was so little activity. So whatever. Now, without further ado, I forgot to ask how you wanted to be named on the show.
You can just call me Joe.
We got Joe. So, Joe, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what we're going to talk about tonight?
My name's Joe. I am the creator, writer, and musician for a band called Binaria. And I'm here to talk about the influence and effect of music and art in general on personal well-being and mental health.
I love this.
Yeah, this is
Right up
up
our
my
alley.
Yeah. Both of us.
Yes.
This is a band.
Yeah, so when I first heard that Bexy got you booked for this and read what it was going to be about, I was like, oh, yeah. Even if I'm on my deathbed, I will be for this episode. I may not be able to talk, but I'm listening to this episode.
Love it. Love it.
Yes, and JB just said, hi, Joe, fellow musician, drummer, keys player here.
Nice. What's up, JB?
Where I play trumpet, baritone, taiko, which is Japanese drums. I could fidget around on a trap set. I write electronic music, and I sing and I rap.
Nice. Very cool. I'm mainly a guitar player. That's kind of what I'm known for. But I can also play bass, guitar, or bass, drums, keyboards, and pretty much anything with strings. I think I can. I'm decent at cello, but I haven't tried violin yet. But most things I can dabble in.
Nice.
Yeah.
You have too many. Have I seen too many zoos? Awesome sex. I'm gonna have to check them out. And we have KV Kingdom, new to the show. Welcome. I know who it is. But yeah, it is another musician, guitarist.
There we go. Awesome.
Wow, yeah, the chat's actually exploding with people talking. Kat, I love Too Many Zoos. JB, I've always wanted to try cello so I could go, cello.
Yeah, that's a good reason.
Actually, my most influential music teacher I ever had played second chair cello in the San Francisco Symphony Orchestra and wound up becoming a junior high band instructor and had our junior high band, when we went to competitions, they graded us as high school bands because they didn't know any better.
Wow.
They went by the sound and said, this has to be a high school band. And we're like, no, we're junior high. Like, we're 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
Wow.
See, I'm over here in the minority with the whole musical talent thing because I can't play a thing.
That's okay. We all have our niche. Or niche, however you want to pronounce it.
Yep. And JV
That's
just
right.
mentioned Yo-Yo Ma as an underrated badass. Underrated my ass.
He's not underrated. That dude's a monster.
Yeah.
No shit.
Absolute fucking monster. Can I swear on this? I can swear.
Absolutely.
On this,
We have the explicit
we have a
flag
disclaimer.
tag.
You're all good.
Yeah.
right? Okay, good. Because I got the mouth of a dirty sailor.
Well, this is an adult content type of podcast, so expect adult language.
Okay, good.
I fucking love Yo-Yo Ma. Are you kidding me?
Unreal.
Oh my god, he's awesome.
Unreal.
I mean,
All right, so why don't you tell us a little bit about, like, what issues do you face? Like, what's impacting your life? Or what's...
Well, to speak from it from a musical standpoint, which is probably where I'm most comfortable at, the album that I wrote, this is probably the best descriptor for my mental health issues, as well as I think what most people probably face to some varying degree. The album, firstly, it's called Ramble. That's the title of the album, and I've looked it up. I've seen a couple instances, but I like to think that I invented the word, and it's a play on rhombus. A rhombus, as you know, will spin indefinitely based on its shape. And I feel like it was a good metaphor for life, because you encounter so many problems in life and everybody's got their story. And no matter what problem you tackle and no matter what achievement you overcome, the world keeps turning and there's always going to be new issues to face. And those of us that have that hole inside of us, you know, the one that we fill, whether it's with addiction, manic episode, whatever it is that we're trying to fill inside, it's just a constant revolving door of trying to come up with solutions, trying to make the most of the situation. And that's kind of that's the direction, and that's the vision that I wrote the album with. It's just a constant, it's almost like a day in the life of someone who's dealing with mental health. So it goes through everything from, you know, whether, and these aren't all pertaining to me. I kind of like to write, you know, with a little bit of anonymity so that it's not like, hey, this is all me. But you can, as a listener, you can fill in the gaps for yourself where you fit in so that it can help you. So there's everything there from feeling like the world is parasitic in a way. That first song, Parasite, was a huge revelation for me, because I always felt that the world is constantly gnawing at you. You know, do this, grow up, be successful, get married, have kids, get a job, go to college. And then after a while, you find out that it's not so much the world that's the parasite, it's you that's hanging on to these things. You're the one that has to let go. You have to stop elevating yourself to a standard that you weren't meant to reach, and kind of just pave your own way. So that starts the album, that starts the story, and that was a big revelation for me as far as how I looked at the world. If that makes sense.
You know, walk into basically the rhythm of your own drummer.
Yes.
Fortunately learned that lesson early in life. I was still in school when I figured that one out. Like,
Good.
I could remember the exact moment I was like, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck your popular group. Fuck everything you guys stand for. You're garbage. I don't need this.
I love it. Yeah, similar. I did too. I found out very early on in life, but I never really wrote about it. And I never really had the forethought as a younger person to think that maybe this could be useful information for somebody else. And then as I grew into a more mature adult, and I use that term very loosely, as I grew into a mature adult.
Well, you know what they say? Growing
what?
older is mandatory. Growing up is optional.
Thank you. Thank you, E. Exactly. But then I realized maybe I had something to say, and and maybe something that I've lived through and have endured could help somebody else. So I just started writing and writing and writing and writing and writing. Here we are.
Nice. Yeah, I actually started writing music for more selfish reasons. I didn't like what was on the radio, so I wrote what I like.
Hey, I feel you there. Same deal.
Yep. And then I found out after that other people liked my music. And I was like,
Nice.
if I am my own ideal listener, then as long as I'm writing what I like, then those that like what I like that I write will never be disappointed.
There you go. And that's
I'm writing for myself.
Exactly. That's the thing about being a musician. And that for me is the crux of a real artist and the radio. I mean, there's good stuff on the radio. I don't listen to the radio, but I'm not going to shame everything that's on the radio. For instance, Hosier is actually a great artist. But I digress. The writing for yourself is the purest way to do it. And in my opinion, the only way to do it. Because if you do what you want to do and you're writing and you're happy with what you're putting out there, you won't care what the fuck anyone thinks. And if it goes good and they like it, great. And if they don't, it's still fucking awesome. You're still getting to play and listen to what you actually want to hear. So I'm all about that, E. Like, that's a good point.
Yeah, I like that too, because I think it applies even to, I write poetry, and
Nice.
I write short stories sometimes, and things like that. And I write what I like.
Yeah,
I
write what's in my mind, what's in my heart, and people either like it or they don't, but it's completely me.
Right, and as it should be. And that's another thing why art in general rings so true and is so helpful to people with mental health issues, is because when you're able to express yourself and look back and go, yeah, that's me, you develop a kind of confidence that you can't learn from a book or a self-help tape. You develop the confidence that comes from knowing your own self. And Carl Jung said it best. The best way to know the darknesses of others is to know the darkness of yourself. And if you can't dig down deep and find you, good luck. Good luck. Because it's going to be tough.
That goes hand in hand with how can you love anyone else if you can't even love yourself?
Bingo. Bingo.
Now, that was a lesson that took me a while, but I got there.
And I got to see the journey, and that was the most amazing thing ever!
That's fucking awesome.
Okay, I raised kids to adults and have 2 grandkids. That's pretty cool. But I got to see Bexy transform into this amazing, glowing human being that you see before you now, from a dead-eyed, near-soulless automation of a person that was just waiting for the grave. And it's one of the most amazing things I've ever seen.
That's fucking awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I rank it up there with seeing the birth of my kids.
That's awesome.
Life.
Awesome. I love it. Yeah, Bexy, killing it.
Now he can't get rid of me.
Good.
Well,
Good.
She told me that if she ever comes to California, she's not leaving until she gets a hug from me. And I told her,
Well, there you
great,
go.
I'm never going to hug you. That way you'll never leave.
There you go. Yeah, avert the hug. Always have a reason.
Yep. And that's still a running joke. We've been talking about it since this podcast started, really.
I love
Back when she became a co-host. What was that, Bexy?
Even before that, we had that joke.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Years.
that's been a long joke. And Jay, man, the chat is just on fire
Oh
tonight.
my god! I know. I need to get in there.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, I mean, there are times where it's like the chat seems dead because
Yeah.
someone's just so their story is so captivating that no one wants to type. And this one
Right.
here, people are just like piling on each other, going, and this, and that, and this, and that. It's awesome.
Nice. I love it.
JP just said, I'm going to go Liam Neeson on you. I will find you, and I will hug you. Don't
I was
have
like, don't put it past me. I will hunt people down for a hug. That's like my jam.
That's what's up.
Yeah, they're talking about like most musicians aren't compensated what they're truly worth. Then
I
Kat
agree.
expanded on it, saying musicians, artists, writers, all the same, never truly compensated.
Right.
And
Right.
then DeVern's, well, the only ones that get compensated are the fake Disney star ones. Yeah, and we see what happens to them.
Right.
Yep.
They lose their fucking minds.
Yep. Yes, they do.
But some of them come back around and actually become very awesome people after the fact.
Yep.
Christina Aguilera is pretty awesome now. Justin Timberlake is pretty awesome now.
Yes.
Britney Spears, she's finally come back around. She's awesome now. You know, it's amazing. And I mean, oh God, this hurts so much to say. Justin Bieber is actually awesome now. That one hurts to say because I made so much fun of him when he was younger. His wife saved his life, hands
for
down.
sure. For sure.
Like you listen to his music from before and now, and I mean he's done a 180. He's found his happy. He's found his peace. He's not that
Nice.
angry kid anymore. He's actually a chill, mellow dude.
Oh,
Well, as a famous artist, you have to find some point where you're going to turn around, or you're doomed. You know.
Yeah,
exactly. And JB has a good comment here. He says, if you touch someone emotionally, sometimes it's worth more than any monetary figure. Me as a musician, if I can touch someone emotionally with my craft, that beats any kind of monetary figure.
I would love to comment on that. Speaking of compensation, I myself have never gotten into music or any kind of art. I also paint and write and other things like that. But my goal has always been that emotional or healing connection. It's so much more gratifying and so much more exciting that someone can connect with you on the level that you're trying to convey and understand than any dollar amount they'll ever throw at me. That has never been something I've lusted after. It's never been something that I miss. I make money from doing music, from live shows. I teach guitar. I have like 26 private students, but it's never been something that hasn't ever been the goal for me. The art and the emotion behind it has always been the thing that I care about the most. Or else I wouldn't write the music that I write, because most people want to hear, alternative rock, metal, prog metal, rap,
EDM.
current country. Yeah, I'd be in a genre where I would be selling out. I'm writing the music that I want to hear, just like you said, E, which was a great point. So the money has never been the driving force. It's always been, I'd so much rather have 10 people say, yo, that song hits me. I love it. It does this to me. Than 100 people just singing along to the chorus and throwing money and then walking away.
Well, kind of like when I mentioned just before we started recording tonight, discovered that song by Holocene last night. It was released in June of 2021. It's called When Devils Come to Life. That song is about depression. The lyrics hit hard. And there's this one... I guess the best way to put it is the interlude, because it's between the verse and before the chorus, but they repeat it a couple times. It's staring. Let me see if I can find the lyrics really fast, because these are the lyrics that made me break down, because I felt the lyrics made me feel naked. And it
Okay.
made me feel like that they had gotten into my head and they're singing my experience.
Okay.
By the way, if anyone from Halcyon is listening to this, well done.
Right?
Would love you on the show. Would love to hear about the creative process on getting the song, because seriously, killer song. Okay, they call it the pre-chorus. Eyes in the mirror that cannot be mine, begging the stranger, get out of my mind. Fear overcomes me when I realize it's only me.
Nice. Love it. Love it.
That is awesome.
I
The
mean,
duality of it all. I love it.
ooh. And of course, a single sung line that really gets me hard. Two lines. I'm not well. I wish I was happy.
Oh, yeah. We've all been there. That's real. That
Yeah.
hits. That's fire. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's
That's the action.
and also that's
That's
kind of like with the this podcast as well. I put myself as the target listener. Same thing.
Nice. Yep.
If
Same thing.
if I don't want to listen to it, I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to actually be in it. I'll just be like, meh.
Yeah.
And what's the appeal to that?
Oh.
And it's like I'm looking for like-minded people.
Yeah.
Listen to this.
Your tribe.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
we are helping people. That is awesome.
It's amazing.
That is all I ever wanted of this. Now,
Right.
if it took off, I'm not going to say no.
Right.
If it takes off and I could do this for a living and I could retire from my other job, which I love. Oh my God, I love this job. Yeah, I would do this. I would make this.
Right.
I'd make podcasting my thing.
Exactly.
But that's not the goal.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I feel you on that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
Oh, JB just had a comment. He asked, have you seen Prince's guitar solo on When My Guitar Gently Weeps? If you YouTube it, you'll find it. His solo is so emotional, so heavy, and it just grabs you. It's an incredible performance.
I have. It is a
have.
great performance. Prince is a great guitar player.
If people forget just how great a guitarist he truly was.
Right.
I mean, when it comes to like the list of the greatest of all time, he belongs in that conversation.
I agree.
Woefully underrated. Woefully.
Yeah, I mean, he was so brilliant with everything else that he did, but he was known as a pop artist. And he was so much more. He was a musician to the core.
Right. Exactly. Yep. Big fan of Prince.
And he was in the limelight for how many decades? And how many controversies were there about him?
Oh, man.
0.
Right. He's just Prince. He just knew how to do it.
Right. I mean,
You'll
I
be
had
missed.
a little bit of issue with him calling himself his royal badness. I'm like, you're 4 foot nothing.
Yeah.
Soaking wet, you're 70 pounds.
But that's just the Prince. That's the persona. It's that inside tongue-in-cheek joke and alludement to what people think of him versus what he actually is, and I always enjoyed that part.
Yeah. I mean, and how many songs did he give away for other people?
Oh my God, it's ridiculous. It's
The
ridiculous.
dude was one of the most prolific musicians out there. He was up there with Bryan Adams for being prolific, but Bryan Adams didn't give his music away. You know?
Right. He was more like Bob Dylan in that respect. Bob Dylan gave a lot of music away.
Absolutely. Man,
Very much
another world-class musician that, I mean, like Bob Dylan, you could speak all the great stuff that you want to about him, and you'll never speak highly enough.
No.
And I'm not even a Bob Dylan fan.
Right. He's a revolutionary figure in music. I mean, it wouldn't be the same. There's so many artists that people don't know that are influenced by him. I mean, there's the obvious ones like Bruce Springsteen is obviously influenced, but guys like Mark Knopfler from Dire Straits, David Gilmour from Pink Floyd, those guys were huge Dylan fans, and we wouldn't have those guys if it wasn't for Bob. We wouldn't.
Right.
They
And
just
I mean, Pink Floyd is legendary. Dire Straits, not as legendary, but still legendary.
Yeah, still very, very. I mean, Songs of Swing that shit's eternal.
Of course, I'm always going to remember it for Money for Nothing, but
Right, with Sting. Yeah.
but Sultans of Swing was so good.
Yeah.
Have you ever
Yeah.
listened to the metal covers by Leo?
No, I have not.
Ooh.
Oh,
Okay. So if you happen to like metal, even a little bit, this
Yeah.
guy, he takes a song like every week and he releases a new song. It's a cover. And his covers, he keeps so true to the essence of the song, but
Okay.
he makes it uniquely his own. His cover of Sultans of Swing, phenomenal.
Awesome.
His
Love
cover
it.
of Africa by Toto,
Oh.
one of the best covers I've ever heard. And he even took
Ooh.
a song I don't like, which is Adele's Hello. Like, Adele's amazing.
Yeah.
She's got a bit of an attitude, and that's
Yep.
okay. Whatever. That might be her defense mechanism. She is a phenomenal singer and songwriter, but I can't stand the song Hello. It's so monotonous and gets that one note in my ear. It's like, fuck. In the chorus line. That cover that Leo did, it is by far one of my favorite songs I've ever heard, and it is his most popular cover, too.
Of course it is. Of course it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Hello itself has like 7 billion views on YouTube. I would imagine that that's probably his most viewed video.
Yeah, it's way up there. I mean, like I said, he keeps the essence of the song in check.
Excellent.
He makes sure
Absolutely.
that he's not parodying them. He is honoring them.
Nice. I love it.
Leo was amazing.
I love it.
Yeah,
I
if
love
he
it.
ever comes to the U.S. for a tour, yeah, I'm going.
You're going.
I'll sell my grandchildren to go. I'm sure the parents will be pissed about that, but pff, not my kids.
Fuck
They'll
'em.
want to do.
Fuck 'em.
That way I can go.
Bexy,
Yes.
I sent you some lyrics that I didn't know how to get in touch with E that I wanted him to check out.
Sent them to him.
Oh, good.
I saw that.
Well,
I
Awesome.
got them.
I got a song. We can always do
I got.
more.
I sent a song, the one that we're going to be playing, but I also sent some lyrics that really kind of hit home with where I'm at today.
Oh, there we go. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the last song on the album. It's called Epilogue, and it's kind of like how I was describing how I view mental health and how I operate in the world, which is it kind of feels like Sisyphus, like you're constantly pushing the rock up the mountain forever, right?
Holy
Right.
shit, you know the myth of Sisyphus.
Yeah.
How
Yep.
few people actually know that.
I'm steeped in-
Of course, Bexy knows it.
yeah.
Bexy
But
knows everything.
That's
I-
the feeling, you know?
Not everything. I know a modicum about a lot of stuff. All right, let's put it that way.
Well, I got the nickname Google for that same reason.
Ditto, bro. Yeah, but that's what it feels like, and that's what the album opens with, that revelation that you and I talked about that happened very young, and it closes with not so much a solution, but just how it goes. So these lyrics, though lost, I've learned, found is a cloud. When you find yourself or you find your path, it's not stasis. It's not a stationary thing. It's not a materialistic thing. It's an ever-changing thing. And you kind of got to adapt to that.
But it does lift you up, too.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
is a light. It does like a weight, like the world's weight is lifted off your shoulders.
Right, and you can breathe again, and it just feels good. And then you get that little bit of confidence that I was talking about, that little bit of push, so that the next problem doesn't seem quite as large. It doesn't loom as large. Once you beat something, you get the inertia and the energy to conquer a little bit more. That first step is always the motherfucker. No matter what you're going through. It doesn't matter what aspect of mental health we're talking about, what your issues are. The first step and the first victory is the hardest one. And then hopefully after that, they just get a little bit easier and a little bit easier if you go about it right. But these lyrics, though lost, I've learned found is a cloud oscillating from drought to drown. So that's that whole metaphor of sometimes it pours and it's a good thing, and sometimes it's dry and that's a good thing. And you kind of got to learn that not every hit to you is bad. Sometimes they work out. I'm sure you've felt that way before, where initially you think something is like, oh fuck, I'm standing in the rain, it's pouring, but the sun is just on the other side. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like the metaphor with the bow and arrow. Sometimes you feel like you're going backwards, but you're really being drawn back because you're about to be shot forward.
Right. Exactly.
I like that.
Exactly.
But I'm telling you what, when I get the time and I'm doing some new products for the store, I'm adding as a product, probably on a t-shirt, that first step is a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously. That one it resonates. Like it hits.
It's hard. It really does. My first step was just a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I was a scared, neurotic, insecure, emotional mess. I mean, I knew nothing of how to be self-confident. I didn't know how to be happy. I didn't know how to look at things and know that it was the truth.
Right.
Because I'd been so drugged down and beaten down, and it was a mess. It took a lot of handholding where I am today.
And it takes a lot of bravery too. That's another underrated part, is that there's a guy, I don't know if you guys know this, judging by my Twitter, but I've trained in mixed martial arts.
I'm Twitter banned, so.
Oh, okay. Well, I trained in mixed martial arts for 16 years. Boxing, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, wrestling, everything. 16 years I've been in it, and I watch it voraciously. And there's a guy named Chael Sonnen, who was a fighter in the UFC, and one of his greatest quotes was, and this resonated so hard with me when it came out however many years ago. He said, they'll tell you that quitting is not an option. And then he says, quitting is the most readily available option that you have, but it's a choice. And when I heard that, now we all know that deep inside. People will tell you, the coach, the parent, the jock brother, they're always going to tell you, don't quit. Just keep going forward. And that shit's so easy to say. Quitting is not an option. Failure is not an option. Yeah, it is. In fact, it's the easiest option there is.
I was going to say,
quitting is the best thing I ever did.
Yeah, my ODD, I hear quitting's not an option. I quit.
I quit. Exactly.
Oh, look at that. And then I walk away, all like, see, told you so. Then like be all, shit, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Right. Exactly.
Quitting is one of the best things I've ever done, though. I quit with all of the self-doubt and the self-hatred, and it's not a perfect life, but my God, is it so much better than what it used to be.
Right, exactly. And it's like sometimes what you're pushing forward through is the thing that you got to step back from. And it's hard to let that shit go. It's hard to say and look at yourself and look deep and go, fuck, everything I've been doing has done nothing but fuck me. Left and right. But it's your comfort zone, right?
Exactly.
That's where you're comfortable there. You want to be there. You want to be in bed. You don't want to get out of bed and have to make a fucking decision. You want to stay where you're comfortable. You want to stay on YouTube. You want to stay doing your shit.
I need a more adultier adult to do the adult things I don't want to adult.
Right. But sometimes quitting the comfort zone and putting yourself in those uncomfortable situations, that's where you start to grow. You got to find some kind of peace in the discomfort. You have to get used to that so that you can, it's just like guitar playing, E. Your fingers build the calluses. you got to build calluses emotionally, physically, socially, and it's a ride, but you got to do it.
And what a lot of people don't realize when they hear about calluses, they think that it's unfeeling. No, you can still feel through a callus. You absolutely
Actually,
can.
they make you play better. Yeah.
You should be able to feel through a callus.
Mm-hmm.
All the callus is doing is preventing you from further harm, but it's not preventing you from feeling.
Right, exactly. The callus is a build-up to recognize where your base level of comfort is. So you put yourself through
It's like
through
I
the
didn't
fire.
play guitar, but I played taiko. And I
Right.
tell you what, when you first start, your hands are blistered all the time, and you get some calluses. I played for 15, 20 years. And then after I quit, it took 3 years. And then all of a sudden, one day, like half of the skin on my hand started peeling off. It was the calluses. It was the creepiest fucking thing. So I was like,
I know what you mean, bro.
it peeled off. I was like, Jesus Christ, this shit's like a 1/4 inch thick.
Right.
It's like, skin's not supposed to be this thick. It's like it's a goddamn rawhide.
I know what you're talking. Yo, they can't take blood from my fingers on my left hand. It just doesn't happen. These 21 years of guitar playing, and I don't use the lightest strings available. I dig into them. So, I mean, you can't prick these and get blood. Like it's a no-go situation.
Other hand.
Yeah, you're gonna have to take the other hand. Even the first 2 fingers on the other hand have huge calluses because of tapping.
Yeah.
Double-handed. Yeah. So they have these 2 to choose from, and that's it.
So JB threw out there, like we were talking about, like Leo popped up, and like a few people in the chat was like, "Oh God, love Leo. Leo's so fucking good." DeVern said that Leo and Mary Spender did such a great job with Sultans of Swing, and they did. They really did. When Leo teams up with Mary, those are the best songs.
That's
Hands
awesome.
down.
That's awesome.
And then JB said, "Oh my God, when I first heard Hello, I completely wept and was broke down." Yeah, lyrically, Hello hits
Hard, bro.
Oh
Hard.
Lord! Like I said, she's a hell of a singer-songwriter.
You just don't like the way that it's portrayed.
I don't like the pitch of her voice during the chorus line. It's too piercing for me.
I like it. Yeah, there's a lot of mid-range in her voice, and that can hit a lot of different of those harmonics that really can resonate in your eardrum. She's definitely got that. I enjoy it only because there are so many singers out there in the R&B genre and the blues genre that go for as high as they possibly can. It's nice to see someone with Adele, technically speaking, has a very limited range. She's not Mariah, she's not Whitney, but what she does within that range
is phenomenal.
And that's art. Using what the fuck you got to the best of your ability.
And that was something that was really pun, not necessarily intended, but I'm going to go with it anyway. It was something that was beat into me by my taiko instructor. Your solos don't have to be the most flamboyant and most spectacular. Work within what you're good at and become great at it.
Yes. Thank you.
And then JB also said, "How do y'all feel about musicals and musical theater? The show Dear Evan Hansen is phenomenal since it sings about mental health. Someone with huge anxiety issues has to deal with stuff that happens. There's a few songs from that show that have made me break down completely. It's amazingly and incredibly relatable. If you don't like or haven't seen any musicals, this would be the one to watch."
I have heard good things. I myself don't watch a lot of musicals or Broadway shows in that aspect, but I have heard good things about Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah, and then JB mentioned here at the end, Hello basically was an exact musical representation of the most recent relationship I had that failed miserably because I was horribly ghosted.
Ouch.
Wow. Yep. Well, then that would resonate hard with him.
That is.
I feel you, JB.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, at least the line, at least I can't say that I tried. That's as long as you did everything that you could within your power, because you have to also be able to accept the fact that as much power as you think that you may have, you have far less than you actually do in most situations.
Yep.
As long as you did everything that you could do, what else is there? At least you gave it your all.
You know what? Oh, sorry, Bexy, go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's fine.
I was going to say, counter to that, with mental health, you just said something that resonated hard with me. However much power you think you do have, you have far less. But when you're down in the pit, however much power you don't think you have much more.
That is true.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Somewhere between the two lies the truth.
Yeah. And I guess it really depends on where you sit.
Yeah.
If you're sitting at rock bottom, you have more power than you think.
Yep.
If you think that you're sitting on top of the world, you have less power than you think.
Yeah, and usually much less.
Yeah.
The ego is a motherfucker.
Yes, it is. The ego is your Achilles heel.
Yep. Yes. Sorry for interrupting you, Bexy.
No, it's okay. We're here to provide the platform for you. So, I feel bad for jumping in sometimes.
Please.
But one of the things that, I was going to say when we were talking about just, music and emotions and things like that is anger, because I had so much pent up anger that I didn't know how to direct it. I didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
And I read a quote the other day that really hit so hard for me. And I read this and I sat there and I thought about it and it just knocked me on my ass. Your anger is the part of you that knows your mistreatment and abuse are unacceptable. Your anger knows you deserve to be treated well and with kindness. Your anger is the part of you that loves you.
There you go.
And that hit me so hard because I never thought I loved myself.
Okay.
You wouldn't have had a reason to be angry if you didn't care about yourself.
Exactly.
Right.
But see, I couldn't see that. I was so blinded by, everything that I had gone through and saw no way to, get through it, that it was just there.
Right.
And I didn't know how to process it.
Anger is one of those tricky emotions that everybody deals with. Being that it's a secondary emotion makes it that much more difficult to navigate through, because generally anger as an emotion is usually caused by the prominent emotion, which is sadness. You're sad first, and that can last for a split second until you get angry. And sometimes it can be hard to distinguish between the two. I have found that most times, actually, it's probably all the time for me, that when I'm angriest is usually because I'm hurt the most and am first and foremost sad. And then anger takes over because that's your defense mechanism. That's what the body does. It just, lashing out is so much easier than, really.
I get that.
All right, Bexy. JB is asking, can you please repeat that about your anger is ...
Sure. I can definitely do that. Your anger is the part of you that knows your mistreatment and abuse are unacceptable. Your anger knows you deserve to be treated well and with kindness. Your anger is the part of you that loves you.
Yes. I love that.
Wow.
I love that.
I must really love myself then, because I'm always angry. No. I did have anger issues when I was younger, but I think that's just part of being young.
Yeah. There's definitely a part when you're younger.
I think that's called testosterone-driven rage.
Yep, pretty much.
Why do I have... And all I can see in my head is Maury from Big Mouth. Rage!
God damn it. Now, you want a really powerful song? One that, like, once I learned what the song was about, it made me, like, you know, I was in my 20s, I'm tough, not that much would make me cry. This one, I was like, God damn onions. The song is called Song and Emotion by Tesla.
Ooh.
It's about Steve Clark's death, the original guitarist for Def Leppard.
Wow. Wow.
And it is a tribute to him and about how he put it all in his music and all on stage.
Nice.
The music, it is beautiful. It is haunting. I'm getting chills just hearing it in my mind's ear, you know? It is a fantastic song. And it is one that can tear you up emotionally.
Amazing. What's it called?
That out.
Song and Emotion by Tesla.
Okay. I gotta look that up.
Which happens to be a
grabbing a
local band. Yay! Yeah, no,
Dropping a link for it in the chat.
you are, or you want me to?
Huh?
No, I am.
Okay. Yeah, Bexy is good at documenting links in the chat.
I try to keep up with the questions in the chat, but my phone goes stupid on me and it doesn't show half of them.
Sure. The phone. Right. I know it's your phone. I'm going to cut this one off. I have to nip it in the bud now. I know it's your phone. There's that look.
You're lucky I didn't have my glasses on. You would have got my librarian death stare, all right?
That was the goddamn, no brisket for you look.
No brisket for you.
Yes, it was.
No soup for you. Not a big deal. No brisket for you. All right, suicide's the only option now.
No.
Kidding. Do not condone suicide. I've talked a lot about my attempted suicide. No.
No.
It's just
It's a no.
It's dark humor.
And that's fine too.
Bexy, Kat is asking you to drop the same links in Discord because for some platforms you cannot open links in the Spreaker chat. Hey, Spreaker,
gotcha.
fix it. just say
fix it. I got it. I'm gonna drop it
I'd say episodes general.
Okay, yeah.
Because this is an episode.
Yeah. There we go.
And one thing that you did say earlier that about that first step being a motherfucker, and it's something I've been meaning to say, but we keep getting distracted by other things.
Right.
The first step doesn't just necessarily mean your first step in self-care. It's any first step for anything.
Yeah.
And literally, sit down to write a new song. Done it a million times before, but that first step, it's a motherfucker.
Yeah. It's the hardest step. I mean, everybody knows the saying. How do you eat an elephant?
One bite at a time?
That's right. And that's the only way to start. You got to start somewhere, and that first step is a motherfucker. But once you get past that first step, everything tends to get a little bit easier. So yeah, writing a song, a new job, a new business endeavor, mental health, it doesn't matter what it is.
This podcast.
Maybe it's the first step in... Huh?
This podcast.
The podcast?
Bexy did to me what I did to her. But she did it to me for this podcast, what I did to her for her happy.
Oh.
Yes.
And man, did she kick my ass about it. She's like, so how's the podcast stuff going? Fuck. All right, I'll get back to it.
Yeah. Wouldn't hear anything for a few weeks. Oh, how you doing with that podcast stuff?
I'm working on it. No, there was I actually enrolled myself into a little program that every day gave me an assignment in order to get the podcast up and running. It was very helpful.
Yeah, that definitely helps. It's kind of like a set outline. That would help a lot with a lot of different things.
Yeah, I mean, being told this is what you need to do next helps.
Yeah.
It's like, because they're going, here's the map, and there's your first step. Okay, I know where I'm stepping.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
had
why
no clue what steps you needed to take. I just know you needed the encouragement to do it.
Yeah, I did. Because sometimes I get those email, I look at them and be like, eh. Of course, I happened to decide to start a podcast when my SAD was at its worst. One of the worst times to get me to do anything.
And I knew that too.
I tell you what, if I could start a podcast during the worst parts of my seasonal affective disorder, anyone could do whatever they decide to put their mind to.
There you go.
Can confirm.
And it's always something I've always hated to hear. It's like, I mean, some of the most successful people out there always tell you that too. You can accomplish anything that you set your mind to. They set their minds on becoming famous celebrities, and they pulled it off.
Yep.
Why can't everyone be a famous celebrity? Well, some people don't have the I will do whatever it takes to get their attitude. And that's kind of what it takes. I mean, for that, you have to have more dedication than in most other places.
Yeah, you almost have to become obsessive.
Yeah, I didn't have to become obsessive to start a podcast, but I definitely had to really knuckle down, do my research, do my due diligence, learn the ins and the outs. Yeah, there was a lot to it.
And
now we're back full circle with you kicking me in the ass to publish a book.
Yes. Well, the publisher reached out to you for another poem. I would say that's a publisher that's interested in your work.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
And at the very minimum, they're at least going to read it.
Oh, it's guaranteed to be published.
Your book?
No, not the book, the poem that I just submitted.
Right, but I'm saying if you submitted a book to them, and they remember who you are, someone will read it. They're not going to.
Oh yeah.
It's not going to be like some publishers that another manuscript in the trash. It came unsolicited in the trash. They'll be like, "Oh, this person! I remember this person. We published them twice."
Yeah, if they're asking, that's a good sign.
Well, I'm sitting on 287 poems right now.
Wow.
I'm sure you can make a book out of that and have some left over.
Yeah,
probably.
That's a couple, 2-3 books probably.
And Kat just said you put words together very well, Bexy.
Thank you, Kat.
All right, JB, you just said, hey, gotta run, but thanks for another amazing episode. All the best to everyone. Have a great night. All right, JB, have a good one.
See you, JB.
Your episode soon. It's going to be a great one, too. Oh,
I can't wait for that one either.
It's one that we should have had a long time ago.
I will definitely tune in for that.
Yeah,
I will send links.
Yeah, it's in 2 weeks. His topic that he decided to choose, and God, I don't know why we didn't decide to do it, was how being properly medicated helps with life, and how challenging it is to get there, especially with the stigma and is this really me because I'm on these meds? Is it just the meds talking and all that comes with it? And I was like, dude, we need to talk. we need that.
Definitely.
That's a mountain. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that ain't no molehill. That is a mountain to climb.
Yeah, that's definitely a mountain. Holy shit. That's going to be good. I got to tune in for that for sure.
Love to have you.
That's awesome.
So I got to ask, when you do your publishing, you don't have to say it here. You can always do it offline. Are you using somebody like Bandcamp or something like that to get your music pushed around?
I used CD Baby when I started, only because it was easy. So, but most of my promotions and marketing comes from incessant gigging and sharing and social media and just getting my music out there. I didn't rely on them as much because it's a genre that's not really, well, you'll hear the music soon, I'm guessing, but it's not really a genre that's like super popular. Progressive rock isn't really the plate for everybody to eat. So, which is fine with me. But yeah, I use.
God, it's amazing. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
She just had it. She just had an eargasm.
I
I'm
did.
really excited
Oh my
for you to
God,
hear
I
it.
did. Every time I hear his music.
I'm excited for you to hear it.
Yeah. So you want me to go ahead and play it now?
Sure. Do you want me to pre-roll and give you some
Tell
info?
us a little bit about it.
Let me see if I can reroute this audio, because, yeah. Otherwise, I might have to get a download for this. Yeah, I might need to get a download for this, because I don't know that I'm going to be able to share it.
Is it on?
It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
I can share, I could try doing the shared audio, but I don't know if it'll pick up.
Is it? Do you have it on on Apple Music?
I have it on Spotify. Does that help? Or Amazon Music?
Let me get the Spotify app and see if I can go into the settings on that. I don't actually have that installed right now.
Let me see if I have it. Hold on. I might have it somewhere else you can access. Hold on a second.
Because if the thing is that it has to have the ability for me to alter the audio routing, like where I want the audio to come out.
No, I got you. Let's see.
Wait, what? Oh,
It's like, if nothing else, I will go.
Guess what?
You got it?
They don't have a Apple client.
Oh.
Wait. Maybe this one is. This one's the app. Okay, I got the app. No, I got the Apple one here. I was like, there's got to be an Apple one. I swear I've seen the icon like a billion times.
I also have it in my Dropbox, if that helps too.
I'm just waiting for it to finish installing here.
I'm going to drop the link to the YouTube link for the song that we're gonna play in our Discord as well.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want to give a little introduction on that song while this is installing.
Okay. So this song is called "A Cure." So this is very appropriate. This is the second song on the album, and this was literally what the topic that we're discussing is on this podcast today is about. This song, it's called "A Cure," and it kind of details somewhat the story of my life from childhood, of feeling like an outcast and feeling like, I didn't have a place to turn to, and feeling like, I was the black sheep and I didn't fit in. And I kind of found my cure for that, which wasn't really a cure. It was more like a path. And that was music. And the whole song is about navigating through the world with this new medicine, which was art and music. And that's what got me through everything. It's where I finally found me.
That's awesome.
All right, so Bex just sent me the Dropbox link, which
Yes, I did.
Which allowed me to go ahead and actually download the file, which allows me to go ahead and put it directly into the Spreaker player.
Sweet.
As opposed to trying to remember what my credentials are for Spotify, because it's been so long. Oh, Lordy,
There's my button on my fridge right there, and music we trust.
I love it. I love it.
I have a tote bag somewhere that says "Music is my medicine" too.
I love that too.
I have a photo. It's of like the record player has the guy's like forearm sticking out, and the needle of the record player is in a vein, and it's all "Music is life."
Yes.
All right, so are you ready?
I'm
I am
ready.
more than ready to hear this.
Well, you guys aren't going to hear it
I know.
because it has gone through the Spreaker player.
I know.
Oh.
But that's okay. I've heard.
I'll hear it.
So E's gonna hear it though?
I'm a fan.
Thank you.
That was incredible.
Thank you. Thanks, E.
The whole
Wow.
album is amazing.
I love the sound of the 12 string that you put in there, a little here, a little there.
Yep.
So many people will talk mad shit about the 12 string. I think it has one of the most beautiful tones.
Oh my God, yeah.
And when done right, Jesus. And yeah, I love it. I love everything about that song. That was amazing.
Thank you.
The singer, when she breaks into the falsetto for a note here, a note there.
Yep.
Absolutely beautiful. Really accents the word. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's great.
Devern just said wild solo.
Yeah, that solo was good. That song should be in a movie. Agreed.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Kat, really great voice, and I love the music.
Awesome.
Like, really, that would be like, God, if it was in like a movie, it would have to be a really intense scene, I think. Really emotionally powerful scene.
Yeah. Well, the song was kind of written like that. I mean, like I said, that first song, so you'll appreciate this, as a Pink Floyd fan. It's a concept album. So you can listen to the songs, obviously, by themselves, but it flows best as a story. And that first song, Parasite, is kind of like the overture. I mean, it kind of sets the tone, tells you that there's going to be a story. This is what it's about. And A Cure is really the first real song on the album. And it starts off with, man, I needed music. And then it goes from there, and it starts off powerful. And then you dive deeper into these little vignettes of my life. And then it ends with epilogue with, is kind of like, well, this is what I learned. And I didn't learn much, but I'm better. So that's kind of where I wrote the whole thing from.
Wow. Yeah, I'm just going to read through the lyrics now, too.
I think you'll like them.
I love it. I love that song. That was really good. Like, seriously, I'm a fan.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Damn. I'm really happy right now.
Shoot me a link for your CD, and I'll drop it in our Discord in case anybody wants to buy it and have it for their own.
Okay. Well, they can. I'll tell you this, just because, like, on what we touched on, you can get the song or the album, as you know, for free on Spotify or Amazon Music or wherever you get your music from. So I'll throw you links for that stuff. I do offer, I take Cash App and PayPal and all that stuff. I do send out physical copies to people that want to reach out to me and go through all that. So I'll send you a link for the Spotify and the Amazon. And if anyone wants a signed physical copy, I send them out. It's like $10 free shipping. It's cheap.
Yeah. No, count me in.
I want
Sweet.
one.
Becky doesn't get
Sweet.
one.
You, sir. It's the lightest part of my massive ass. Thank you.
My podcast, I get the first one. No.
I'm the guest. I get the first one.
You were the first guest. Yes, you were. Well, technically, I was the first guest because I started the podcast. No, honestly, that first episode, my heart was beating out my chest.
I'm sure.
Oh
Yeah.
my God!
I had the same thing happen.
Had all of 3 listeners, but still. Since then, a lot of people have gone and listened to that episode. It's So yeah.
It's amazing how much it changes as you go on, though, right? What,
Bexy?
I still remember nerves. I mean, that was before I was ever asked to co-host or have, anything to do with this other than being like your number one cheerleader. And like,
you're breaking up again.
I was like, yeah, I'll be on the show. And then I'm sitting there the whole time going, I am nervous as hell. Now you can't shut me up.
Bex was saying that she loves watching me listen to music. I don't listen to music.
No, you experience it.
Hey,
You do.
I do.
That's my tribe right there.
Yeah.
Dude, I go through the same thing. When I put on music, I'm like, I want to live in the sound. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm in it. I'm in it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if you get on our Discord, I've put up a couple of my own songs in there too. If you
Excellent.
want to check them out.
I definitely will
will-
check that out.
I will send you a link to that.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I put. We have a channel called Art Exhibit. It's anything artistic: photographs, paintings, drawings, music, whatever.
Yeah, love to have your stuff in there. I share all my
Yes.
I share my stuff in there.
C puts a lot of
Awesome.
stuff in there. Devern puts a lot of stuff in there. We all do.
That's awesome.
Actually, I think I put the least amount up there. 'Cause I still get really self-conscious when I'm about to share a song. Like, I know I love it,
Right.
but it's so personal. It's like,
yeah,
Yeah.
I get that. I understand that for sure.
yeah.
I'm dropping poetry in the not in the Discord. I'm dropping it in the chat, but
Bexy at one point put food is art, right? Yeah, food can be art, absolutely.
oh yeah, definitely.
Oh God, yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah, so there's one that I put back in July 3rd. I wrote, they say using minor key tonality is something you need to avoid for songs dedicated to someone you love who is alive and part of your life. This is because minor key tonality inherently sounds sad and remorseful. My youngest has a rebellious nature who is also a blend of relentlessness and absolute sweetness. So I thought what would fit him better than a song attempted to capture of this with the core being rebellious by using minor key tonality. So I actually wrote a song for my youngest child that is to try to break. It's not a sad song, even though it is a sad tonality.
Wow.
And I mean, I think you get that.
Is that in your Discord?
Yes, it is. Back in July 3rd.
Okay.
I'm grabbing links for you right now.
Bexy, I sent you the Amazon link and the Spotify link for the album.
Gotcha. Thank you.
And also back on September 16th. This was back when my previous marriage was falling apart. I just needed a moment of peace. So I created it. It's a song called A Moment of Peace. And
Wow.
I actually shared it with one of my favorite artists, going, I don't know if you want to listen to this, but it's heavily influenced by you. And he responded back that he absolutely loved it. He's like, most music I get from listeners that and fans, I can only listen to like a minute or two, and I'm like, okay, it's just no. He's like, I sat and listened to the entire thing, and when it ended, I wanted more.
Nice.
And I was like, that's awesome. And then 10 years later, my now 20-year-old reached out to him to say, because she's like, some of her earliest memories are his albums, because I have played them a lot. And she reached out going, hey, my dad once wrote a song and named the song and dropped my name. And I just want to let you know that I've listened to your music my whole life, and it is just such an integral part of my life, and I want to thank you for all that you did. And he's like, yeah, I remember that song. He's like, your dad's song was really good. And I was like, oh my God, you're one of my favorite artists.
That's got to feel good, dude.
It felt fantastic. And I actually dropped that song in our Discord.
Oh, good. That's awesome.
It's called
for you,
A
man.
Moment of Peace.
Okay. That's awesome, man. Good for you. That's got to feel fucking sweet.
Man, you talk about scary, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's hard to get, be vulnerable like that, but it's good.
Yeah, and really, A Moment of Peace, that's all I needed. I needed
Right.
a moment of peace, and I created it audibly.
Hey, whatever works. Yeah, everybody needs that. And again, that's part of the step sometimes. Sometimes that moment of peace is where you get your clarity so you can go forward.
And Bexy,
Yes, sir.
it's true that the last part of what you posted got cut off in the Spreaker chat. Looks like there's a character limit.
Oh,
Fucking character limits.
I hate character limits. I want to make
the
as many
last 2
characters
words
as I
of Happy
want.
Life. That's all that got cut off.
Oh, okay. And then Kat was saying, I agree about music and want the whole thing, please. Yeah, no, that... I mean, if you consider that prog rock, that's great. I'm not big at, and not great at picking out what different genres are things. I'm like, okay, that's rock. What kind of rock? It's rock.
To tell you the truth,
The
I
kind I
just
like to
did it.
listen to. That's how I classify music.
I
Shit
don't
like.
Yeah,
think...
that's
I was going to say prog rock might be the closest, but it's not really prog rock.
right, exactly. I just don't know how to quantify it. It just seemed like the label that would be most accessible. I guess.
I guess.
I really don't. I don't know what to call it.
I mean, I don't know if it was deliberate or not, but for me, it really that rhythm that you use reminded me
Yeah.
very much of like Irish music. Just had
Cool.
that kind of that bounce to it, and yeah.
That's cool.
And a wild
fucking-
sea has appeared.
Yeah.
Hello,
What's up?
sea.
Hello.
So this is Joe. Joe, this is C. We just ended the podcast. We're about to... No. I'm playing. We just listened to Joe's song, and my God, it's mind-blowing. It is so good. And I'm not saying that just because he's the guest. If I didn't like it, I would honestly say, not my cup of tea. No, I really liked it. Like I said, I am a fan.
I'll
Here,
have
that-
to listen to
Oh
it.
yeah,
That
we have
makes me-
links dropped.
I see.
Hello.
But it's
Very
like,
nice to meet you, Joe.
and by looking at
too.
your face during when you're being told like I'm a fan, it's kind of how I get. It's like that. It's humbling, but also ego inflating at the same time. It's the weirdest feeling.
It just makes me happy because the biggest thing is that I know that you're doing more than listening, and that makes me happy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was enjoying. Like I was way into it, and I was also analyzing it at the same time while also just enjoying the ride. And, yeah.
I love that. Yeah, that means a lot to me.
Okay, so one of the coolest things I ever saw. I discovered a channel on YouTube that's been around for a while, and a lot of my friends knew about it, and I hate them because they never told me about it. It's called Drumeo. It's all about drums. It's all for drummers. And
Cool.
they have this one dude who does fusion. So if you
I
know
love
what... Yeah. And fusion drummers are basically insane with what they do. It is absolutely
Right.
crazy. He had never heard Enter Sandman before by Metallica. Right? That look on your face tells it all. Like, you're kidding. And he was
Jesus.
no, like, you may not believe me, but it's like, it's not my circles. I don't listen to rock and metal and stuff. I'm a fusion drummer. I run in totally different circles. I don't go to sporting venues. I don't listen to the radio like you guys do. I don't watch TV like you do. I don't. He's like,
It kind of makes sense.
He's like, I've heard of Metallica, and I've heard that this is a great song. He's like, I want to hear this.
Right.
He's like, I want to try to drum it. So he listened to it one time, and then drummed it.
Of course.
And I will say that he made 2 mistakes that were pretty blatant mistakes. One of them was an obviously hard one to hit, which is, if you don't know the song, when to come back in on the when they get at the end there, because you're supposed to hit the kick and the snare and the cymbal at the same time. He missed it, but of course, first time listening through, I would have been surprised had he got it. And he also did it backwards at the end, where he was doing the tom work when you're supposed to do the rocking out with the hi-hat, and then he was doing the rocking out with the hi-hat when you're supposed to do the toms. Other than that, he nailed it, and his feels out. No disrespect to Lars Ulrich. Lars is a great drummer in his own right.
In his own right.
And what he does, it's like, no, he's not like one of the world's greatest drummers. He's not. But what he does expertly. He is really good at being able to play the drums to fit with the lyrics and the music. He complements and listens to everything else as he plays, which is amazing. Not a lot of drummers can't do that. This guy's fills blew Lars's fills out of the water.
That goes back to what we were saying before. Lars, with his technical limit, but could you imagine a different drummer in Metallica?
God, no.
I couldn't.
God, no.
I mean, that's Metallica.
Yeah, he is as much of Metallica as James Hetfield and Kirk Hammett.
Yep. I mean, that's exactly what we were talking about.
And Kat agreed with the Irish feeling to your song that she picked up on.
Good. Well, I am Irish, so that works.
Nice. And I think Kat's what was about having never heard Enter Sandman. Like, seriously, you had to live inside a refrigerator under a rock in a cave, to have not heard Enter Sandman. But I mean, seriously, you couldn't escape that. The only song I think that was more prolific around that time that you couldn't escape was Busy Child by the Crystal Method. It was on every commercial, every TV show, every movie.
It was wherever you were.
Yeah. Now, I would say that people in like C's generation will be more familiar with hearing Enter Sandman today than they would be Busy Child. But when they were both out, Busy Child was the one that I think had a little more marketability.
Oh, yeah,
and so
sure.
it spread a lot further. Even though it was, oh dear God, EDM, and it's the beginning. It was rave music, basically.
Right, exactly. No, I feel you, man. For sure. That song was unescapable.
Yeah. It wasn't a problem for me because I loved it. I love that whole album. Vegas is a fantastic album from beginning to end.
Oh my god. It's funny that you brought up fusion. That's exactly what I am. I'm a fusion guitar player playing in a somewhat prog-ish project. What I do on my own is all fusion.
And I have the utmost respect for people that can do fusion because holy fucking hell on those time signatures, man.
Dude, you should have seen my band. I'm from Buffalo, New York, and I'm in Maine now. But my band in Buffalo was as fusion gets. I mean, we'd go from 13 to 7 to 5 to 17 in 2 measures. Ooh. Like, it was insane.
Yeah, that's fusion.
But it was so fun and so challenging and so rewarding because we had some like 11-minute songs, and when we could pull it off, which we did, especially live, there's that sense of relief when it's done where it's like, oh fuck, we did it.
It's not even necessarily as much we did it as we didn't fuck up. I've in Taiko had a few songs like that we had to perform that when we were done we're like, we didn't fuck it up.
We didn't fuck it up.
Celebrate!
Best feeling.
Yeah.
Like, we may have had a couple mistakes here and there, but we didn't fuck it up.
Yes.
We didn't fuck it up. We made it through.
That's going to be my rally cry from now on. We didn't fuck it up!
The rally cry for my high school class was, we're not the worst. We literally would sit there and cheer, we're not the worst! We're not the worst!
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
But our senior year, we had to be the best because
that.
it was our senior year. For homecoming, you had to be the best.
Yeah.
But all the other times...
That as my quote.
What?
I said I'll need to have that as my quote.
I'm not the worst.
Yes.
I'm not the worst.
Well, to be honest, the bar to achieve worst is actually pretty high. Because, I mean, you have...
I'm not the worst. I didn't fuck it up.
Yes.
But I mean,
I wish I could have that.
if you're going for the worst, I mean, you have the likes of Hitler, Stalin, and Mao to compete against. That I don't want to be the worst.
Yeah.
I don't even want to come close.
Yeah.
But you know what? I didn't fuck it up.
I didn't fuck it up.
Yes.
Sometimes I miss my high school days. Actually, today I was reminiscing about it a little bit because I had to help set up the computers in our science class. Now, I just got this phone call that said, hey, you want to come in to the high school on Wednesday, help put up some computers and get some free pizza? All I heard was, Wednesday, free pizza. Like, yes! I was 14 years old. You're giving me free pizza? Fuck yeah, I don't care what I'm doing. I was raised Catholic. I'm okay with that. No.
Oh my god.
So, yeah. Then we started playing this game called Armor Alley. And it's a spin-off of a game from DOS called Rescue Raiders. It's up to 4 people could play on a network. Teams of 2. You have helicopters, and you slowly get a trickle of resources as you play. And you get the money you can spend on another helicopter. Costs 20. Or you could buy a tank. Or you could buy a technician. Or you could buy a portable missile launcher platform. Or you could buy a van. And the whole idea is to try to get a van from your side of the map into the opponent's base. And there was a lot of shit in the way, too. Because, yeah, I mean...
I love it.
It was a fantastic game. And I discovered that the clouds were layered. And I went, I wonder if the helicopter could go behind any of the clouds. And I discovered, oh my god, I can actually hide behind a cloud. So I wound up getting the mouse moved just enough so the helicopter was moving exactly with the cloud. And I was like, if no one's paying attention to the radar, they're not going to know I'm there. And if they fly under me, I could drop a bomb on them as they start flying under me.
Modern
worked.
Problems require modern solutions.
It worked. And after that, every single cloud, you would see them flying up to and shooting with machine guns and shooting missiles at every cloud. And then after that, everybody was hiding behind clouds. It became like the thing to do.
That's genius.
And the vans were radar jammers. So if you were near an enemy's van, your radar didn't work. So you couldn't see.
Can we talk about how funny it is that you said you went from tank, missile launcher, rocket launcher to van?
Well,
the van was a...
The van's the most important part.
Why wouldn't you choose the tank? Wouldn't that be more beneficial?
Well, the tank could help clear the way for the van. The idea is to get the van into the enemy base.
I just love that it's a van. That makes me so fucking happy.
Right, it's the least armored, most vulnerable part of the entire game. You have to get that.
Let me ask, did it have back windows? Was it rapey? Did it look rapey? Don't lie.
It kind of looked rapey. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of looked rapey.
Oh, did it say free tacos on the side? Because that's how you get me into a van. You advertise free tacos.
All it takes for me is some chocolate, and I'm done.
We're on the air. Jim strikes that. I didn't say that. Can I Jedi mind trick everybody into thinking I didn't say that?
Nightmare just dropped a little smiley face with sunglasses.
Oh my god, Nightmare, hi!
This is a hopping episode tonight.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
You know, definitely, I mean, good music, good company. What more can you ask for?
Exactly.
Yeah, this is
I
great.
love it.
I fucking love it.
C introduced me to some bands I never knew existed and I love. And also same with Bexy. Kawaii Spirit or Kawaii Sprite. Dear God, I still listen to them. Still.
So do I.
Well, I mean, yeah, you do. You're the one that introduced them.
Yeah, I introduced you to it.
Well,
yeah.
I still listen to them too.
Actually, I even use their music on my Facebook stories sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah, Facebook has them, so you can add it to their music to the stories.
That's
wow.
awesome.
I
Oh my
didn't
God,
know
that's
that. I don't use Facebook much
That-
though, so
Maybe it's on TikTok or Instagram. Or is that more your thing?
I don't use TikTok at all, but
You
my
so
family
don't
loves
belong in
it.
your generation. I'm just saying.
The anomaly.
Well, it's
That's
like
okay. We'll keep you.
I'm probably the most extroverted Dungeons and Dragons geek you'll ever meet, to be honest.
Bro, I'm in. I'm in.
Oh, nice. I introduced it to Bexy.
Oh my god, I love it.
Did you really?
Yeah.
It's the shit.
I love it.
You mean I could go ahead and just use my imagination and do shit? Fuck yeah!
Right?
Yeah, dude.
Down,
Yeah.
sign me up.
Yeah, actually, I got one person
Yeah.
interested because, like, well, let me see. There's a character type that you would be interested in. Like, what is that? Like the bard. They're the musicians,
Yep.
the storytellers. They're very utilitarian. And in 5th edition, they can actually do stuff alone quite well, but they're best in a group.
Yep.
Because they are utilitarian.
Yeah.
They are the Swiss
Yep.
Army knife of Dungeons and
Yes.
Dragons.
Yes. Yes, they are. They're the multi-tool, bro. They're the Leathermen.
Yeah.
They're the shit.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
You're right. Exactly.
But my god. Well, there is one place that they master, which is the music and the reciting of tales and stories and being able to regale
Yes.
crowds. And you talk about
Yep.
crowd control. Yeah, the ultimate.
Oh yeah. All day. All day. For sure. The bard is what's up.
Like, they are one of the most
And I believe-
underutilized classes.
If I'm correct, do you remember, wasn't the bard in 2nd edition an offshoot, a subclass of the rogue?
It was. It absolutely
That's what I
was.
thought.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
I think
they still like said the bard was its own thing, but it really was so closely tied to the rogue.
yeah, right. I remember that.
What a-
I remember all those 2nd edition books.
Oh
They had,
my
like,
God, I
600
had so many
subclasses.
of them.
The
And then,
sage, fucking the ranger.
and then you had all the little companion books, like the Ranger's Handbook, the Paladin's Handbook.
Yeah, the ranger. Yeah, dude.
Oh
I had
my
to have them
God.
all, bro.
Oh yeah, if you didn't have them all, then you remember the Psionics Handbook. Of course,
Oh,
Psionics in 2nd edition were so OP. Like, it wasn't even
Yeah.
funny how powerful they were.
Yeah. I had the monk handbook. Remember that one?
Yes.
It was like, wow.
I actually had, for a while there, the original 1st edition Oriental Adventures Handbook.
Wow.
Yeah. The
Wow.
game, written by Gary Gygax himself. It was...
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was, wow. His mind
That's
went...
great.
His mind was beyond. Like, seriously.
Oh, dude. He's an animal. An animal.
Yeah.
A goddamn animal.
One person created Dungeons and Dragons. That's the part that's just nuts.
I know. Can you... The imagination that took. Unbelievable.
I mean, he was basically the role-playing version of J.R.R. Tolkien. Created everything from scratch.
And everything that came after that are indebted to him.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. Pathfinder,
GURPS,
Nocturne,
Rifts.
Werewolf.
Oh yeah, all
Vampire.
the entire White Wolf series.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's indebted.
Mhm.
Even now, Fantasy Flight, Arkham Horror, they owe so much to that motherfucker.
I mean, look at the RPG video games. They all owe to him too,
Mm-hmm.
because all RPG game is a video game version of a desktop game.
Yeah, Final Fantasy for Nintendo, Final Fantasy 1. Remember that shit?
Yeah, remember Dragon Quest 1?
Oh my god.
I just
Bro,
got it on
deep
my
diving.
phone for $3, I think it was. Oh my god, it is such a blast from the past. Everything, down to the detail, down to the pixel. It is the same game.
I love it.
Which means it is a horrendous grind to get anywhere. Just like Final Fantasy 1.
Yep. Takes forever. Walk.
Yep, and then once you finally get powerful enough, the Hall of Giants. One step, combat. One step, combat. And if you went too far in, you were screwed.
Yep. Yeah, you couldn't get out. Yeah, you were fucked.
Dungeons and diners and dragons and drive-ins and dives. Escape from Flavor Town.
I love that.
That is amazing, Bexy.
I love that.
And it's a dragon that has a guy's hairdo and the sunglasses wraparounds.
Oh my god, I love it.
I sent it to your Twitter, Joe, so you can see it.
Thank you.
The treasure, it's like nachos and a cheeseburger and pizza.
It's beautiful.
And then there's the garlic cloves. Oh my god, that's amazing.
Are you kidding me? That's like, oh my god,
That's the best thing I've ever seen.
That's chunky girl heaven right there. You know, it's like, yeah, I'll take the treasure. Come on.
Oh, come on. Last night I ad-libbed just, I took the song Bad Guy from Billie Eilish and changed it to Fat Guy.
Yep.
And she saved a copy of it. Yes, it tattletaled on you. It told me you saved it. And I just laughed and went,
wow.
Whatevs. It's all good. If I didn't want it saved, I wouldn't have done it. Well, it's not that I wanted it saved, but if I had a problem with it, I wouldn't have done it. But I was like thinking about like double cheeseburger with the onion rings and bacon and large fry. You know? Because I'm the fat guy. Gulp. Like, I'm not going to lie. I am a big fan of Billie Eilish and God, her brother. His name's like right there, tip of my tongue. I'm forgetting. Phineas. I'm a big fan of Phineas. Yeah, the music he writes is phenomenal. It is so minimalistic yet powerful. Like
I did not know that.
Yeah, Billie Eilish's music, if you listen to it, just the music, it's very less is more.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely.
And they challenge themselves. You know, this whole thing of to master something, it takes 10,000 hours.
Yep.
So in his bedroom, above the door, on the door frame, they wrote 10,000 hours. And that's what they dedicated themselves to do for writing music.
That's what's up, dude. I've done that with everything. 10,000 hours is what's up. I did it for jiu-jitsu. I did it for boxing. That is the grind. That's the grind.
Yeah, I don't know how many hours I did for Taiko. I probably wouldn't be on 10,000 hours. But it's like, I don't care. I loved it.
Right. I passed 10,000 hours on guitar a long time ago.
I'm almost 45 years old. I've gone past 45 hours of jerking. I mean,
Hey, E.
Yeah.
I just dropped in our group text another Dropbox link for another song.
Epilogue?
Huh?
Epilogue?
Yes. Yeah. He was asking if we could play another song.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yay!
Cat's laughing at us. Hey, we are entertaining people.
That's
we
true.
are.
Laughter.
Nightmare is all 25, bro. And you've already hit 10,000 hours of jerking? Jesus, dude. Talk about some dedication.
That's real dedication.
All that's left is a bloody stump.
Oh my god.
That's my new nickname for you, Nightmare. Bloody stump. All right, so epilogue. Everybody else is going to get to hear it. You guys will not. So
that's okay. I've already heard it.
I'm going to listen to it while we listen to it.
All right, I'm hitting play now. your sound engineer is a genius. Your vocalist is a genius. That pitch bend she does, where she hits kind of a lower note, holds it for a minute, and then just bends it.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Every time it got me.
It reminded me of
Awesome.
him Heim for the Missing by Red. Like I liked that. It was really
Cool.
good, I feel.
Thank you.
That was really good.
Thank you.
Is at first I was sitting there going with the female vocalist at the beginning, just doing the vocalizations. I was like, oh man,
Yeah.
should make it heavier reverb and get rid of the dry a little bit, make it more haunting and melodic, like in a cavern. And then when she started singing, and you get that delay with all the reverb, with it being all wet, I was like, nope, that's perfect, because God, it's the chills. Like, okay, your engineer's a genius.
Yeah. What I did is we took the delay signal and we did a pre-delay on the delay, put it through a tremolo, and reversed it so that it would hold out. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. That is some wicked smart engineering right there.
The chat is full of applause for you.
Yeah. Nightmare at first was like, nice guitar, woman's voice could carry some weight, yo. Who fuck played this? Like, that's the guest.
Yeah.
And the cat said that she would like to hear it with a male vocalist. That same song.
Okay.
I would too. I would be interested in that. Or even a duet.
I sing one song on the album.
Okay, so you do sing.
Yes. Yeah.
Actually, that was a discussion I was having with KV that was on a little bit earlier, KV Kingdom, which he's been really quiet since, so he may have left. But we were talking about it, and I said there is no such thing as a musician who cannot sing. That doesn't mean that they could sing well. They may not have the right voice for it, but every musician could sing.
Right. Right. When I wrote, we write a very specific way. So the song that I sing is fit for me to sing. I defer to her because, she was trained in opera in Italy and she's a vocal teacher. So I generally, I'm going to stick to the guitar playing. You do the singing. So when we write, our process is this. I write all the music on an acoustic usually. I don't like to write on electrics because I don't get the same sense of rhythm. So I'll write on an acoustic. I present her with the music. She records herself doing oohs and ahs wherever she feels. And then she comes back and says, well, this is a chorus, or it feels like a chorus. This feels like a verse. And then I take that recording of her oohing and ahhing melodically, and I write the lyrics to that so that the syllables fit and it fits what she's expressing. Nice. And then I send it back to her, and then that's how we get our songs. It's worked. We've got 3 albums now. 2 of them are not recorded. So I've already got 2 more albums ready to go.
Ah, man, I can't wait. And you know what? Everything you described, I was like, I went to school with this one young woman. She's a couple years younger than me. She was definitely big into singing and songwriting and guitar playing when she was younger. Is now classically trained in opera. And I'm like going, I should reach out to her and be like, yo, you want to try something new?
That's what I did. I found her. She was doing opera, and she was also doing some pop songs. And I said, look, I have a project that I've had in my mind for a long time. And I'm always interested in people stepping out of their wheelhouse, especially very talented ones. For me, blues and fusion were my bag. So I like to impart that into different kinds of music to see where it fits. And for her, I was like, look, this is very different than anything you've ever done in your life. But I want you to give it a go because I know you have the technical know-how and the feel for it. And we wrote the first song in 2 hours, and we wrote the second. And we had
so
an
this
album
person
done.
doesn't happen to live in L.A., do they?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because I was gonna say, wouldn't it be weird if we happen to know the same person?
No. She had
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah. One of our guests turns out that they were really close friends to the wife of one of my best friends. We didn't even realize that before the show.
Oh my god!
So when Betsy says stranger things have happened, yes, on this show, stranger things have happened.
Yeah, but that's just our writing process, and it's worked. We've got 32 original songs. So the second album is going to be way different. It's got its own theme. The third album has its own theme, but that process has worked for every song, and we wrote these 32 songs in the time span of a year, which usually for original bands is on her. Now we have A Cure, the first song we played, that's a 7-minute song.
Yeah.
Epilogue is just over 6 minutes, and the title track on Rumble is 12 minutes and 20 seconds or something like that. So we banged these out in a year, and that was with taking breaks and going, oh, we need to chill out a little bit so we can get some stuff recorded. But at this point, I'm in Maine. The engineer from the Goo Goo Doll studio is going to come up here at my home studio and record us. So we're ready to go. So we're going to bang out 2 albums so that we have them backlogged.
Nice.
Yeah, very excited about it.
Well, I just sent a link to Bexy. This is something I don't really share very often. It is the entirety of a demo that I wrote. It's 22 tracks. It was called A Loaded 22. It was supposed to be called the Incomplete Album because a lot of the songs were incomplete. But it wound up being 22 tracks. It's best if you can actually find a way to burn this to a CD with no gaps between the songs, because some of the songs bleed into each other. Like a story. Kind of like, what you have. But if you have to listen to it as MP3s, you'll get that little pause in between as it goes between, but you'll get it.
Yeah.
It has the song A Moment of Peace in it.
Good.
It has the very first lullaby I ever wrote for my now 20-year-old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's got a lot in there.
That's awesome, man.
The newest song in there is still over 10 years old. It's almost like 15 years old. It's older music.
That's cool, though. That's cool. One of the songs on the album, Rumble, is a song I wrote 5 years ago, but it never had a home. It didn't have a place in any of my other bands. And I was finally, the one that I sing, I was able to finally fit it in. So sometimes those older songs, they can be recycled and still be cool,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like some of these songs I listened to, like, it was the Cure, or The Cure.
Yeah.
There's a song that I have in here called Emily and Carly. And I was thinking, wow, these drums would fit that song that you wrote.
Isn't that crazy how that works?
Yeah, like if you listen to it, you might hear it and be like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we have requests.
Yeah, Nightmare is going nuts. He wants to hear the song.
They want to hear you sing.
Oh, you want to hear me sing?
Yes.
Down by the river on a Friday night.
Dropbox again. Hold on one sec.
All right.
I was like, everybody's already heard me sing. They're bored with me.
Well, I mean, it's not just because you sing.
Yeah, I know. I am a pain in the ass.
No, you're the best.
Bexy is the best. C's the best, too.
Stop.
It
Are a pain in the ass.
I am a PETA. Actually, my most common nicknames that I've ever had in life are smartass and fucker. Not even kidding.
You're still saved in my phone as my favorite asshole.
See?
I love it.
I am an asshole, but I'm the kind of asshole you want on your side.
If you can't tell, E and I are like brother and sister.
Oh, I can tell.
We are non-biologically related.
Yeah.
Very obvious.
and we constantly razz each other. It's just
all the
one of those
time.
things.
I sent you the link, Bexy.
I got it.
So you want some backstory on this one?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course.
So we played you the first song, well, technically the first real song on the album, Akira, which is the start of the journey. Epilogue is the end of the journey. The Shedding I wrote when I became disillusioned with material things in life. I think a lot of time, and this ties in with, again, the topic of the podcast, which is why I'm so glad that this album fits in with what you guys are doing. A lot of times in life, when you're down, things aren't going right, you've got issues, you try to fill the holes with things that are temporarily gratifying, simple, impulsive things. And then suddenly you find yourself surrounded by a bunch of shit that doesn't mean anything to you. And you feel like everything's been kind of a joke or a lie. And so the Shedding was kind of about shedding that skin, that materialistic, impulsive, immediate gratification skin, and looking for something a little deeper in life than the things you can buy and the shiny plastic things that you can surround yourself with, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. All right, so here we go. This is The Shedding.
Awesome. I'll send the lyrics over.
Close my eyes, even where I find my skin. It's no surprise, the acclamations got me thinking. All the glow is thinner all together lifted. And don't I know? Fire inside has left me listless among my things. Some primal tide, begging let go to what I claim. Could this grow, or is it just another annual that never ceases? And don't I know? Between the blizzard and the blur, hypnotized, ready to dive into this fissure. And if I go, it's cold and lonely and I end up crying. Don't I know? I am ready to begin again. I am shedding this old civil skin. La-di-di-di, la-di-di-di-di, la-di-di-di, la-di-di-di-di. Gone again, something they're all getting tired of saying. Without a friend, reckless rogue who's always leaving, the slighted crow whose beauty is lost beneath the black. And don't I know? In the sun I swear I saw you smile. Sang my song, let it all go and danced a while. Such a heavy load to try and be what she is to you. And don't I know? I am ready to begin again. I am shedding this old civil skin. La-di-di-di, la-di-di-di-di, la-di-di-di, la-di-di-di-di. In the sun is where I feel okay, alive and well, ready to take what comes my way. Love the hall, love the window, what's left of her, don't I know?
In the sun, in the swan, I swear I feel okay. That hits.
Yeah. Cool.
My SAD
That one
was singing there.
Right. So that song's a little different than usual because most songs I have are about, one specific thing, but I made that one, every verse is about a different part of life for me, a different time in my life. There's a verse about my sister who is still alive. There's a verse about my sister who is passed. There's a verse about just the feeling of anxiety, the fire inside, that thing that makes your skin crawl, that you just want to peel out of it. All those different things. Each verse is about a different thing. So
I love it. It's really good.
Thanks, man.
And I love
Thank
the fact
you.
that
Very much so.
I love that song also, it changes up throughout too. So it really kind of goes along with it. Like this is pay attention, this is different. Pay attention, this is different.
Yeah. Cool. That's the fusion in me. I couldn't get away from the transitions. I had to fit it in somewhere.
Hey, gotta do what you gotta do. I've actually, some of the songs that I enjoyed most that I've written have my taiko sensibilities in it, of just, it's very minimalistic, add a layer here, add a layer there, add a layer here, add a layer there, which is also inspired partially by Nine Inch Nails, my favorite band, who not known for minimalism, but he does do it.
No.
If you ever listen to his quiet versions of songs, they are very minimalist.
Oh, of course, but they build and layer so well.
Yeah.
That's why I like A Perfect Circle, especially the newest album. And the songs are very, very simple at their core, but the way that they present them, it's just so complex and so dynamic that it just creates this feeling of complexity, and I love it.
Yeah, just a bunch of simple can feel complex, but it's just a bunch of
Yeah.
simple.
Hey, Pink Floyd, to a T,
Yeah.
to a T.
Yep.
Very simple. Basically a blues band, if you think about it, with their chord. "Shine On You Crazy Diamond" is an R&B song.
Oh,
but the way that it's
absolutely.
presented, yeah, it's unbelievable. Damn, I'm really glad that you guys enjoyed it this much. I'm elated.
No, definitely.
That's awesome.
Another one that does the masterful. Although he makes it sound simple, it sounds really simple, but then when you go to try to play it, I've heard it's a bitch. Joe Perry from Aerosmith.
Yeah. Yep.
Everything he does
Yeah.
sounds simple.
You're right. He's got some weird shit going on for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm not a guitarist, but I know guitarists. So I bring up Joe Perry. I'm like, yeah, it all sounds so easy. He's like, oh fuck, no, it's not.
Yeah.
He's just really good at making it sound easy.
I think "Dream On" was the first song I learned. Now, I play by ear, so I never had any formal training. So "Dream On" was the first song that I learned, and that really helped me going forward because that instrumental in the beginning that he's playing with the little solo built in turns out pretty difficult. And I didn't know that going into it. So when I first learned that and I learned it by ear, I was able to – that really helped me. So I'm actually indebted a lot to Joe Perry for – making my life hell for the first month of my guitar playing.
Right? It's like most kids are like, first thing that they want to learn is "Eruption" by Eddie Van Halen.
Right,
But
right.
Joe Perry's going to be the one that breaks your fingers.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a couple comments.
Yep. Cool.
Nightmare says, "Yo, honestly, good song. I swear I'm on the warpath to kicking the shit out of someone lately. I need that chill, you know." And
Oh, that's great.
Kat says, "Thank you for folding to the pressure. Loved your voice and guitar." And then applause.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Then I had to send a little message to Nightmare because he said that apparently he's been told he's an abrasive asshole. He said even music soothes the abrasive asshole.
That's true. That's
Do you know
true.
that quote that is such a misquoted thing? You know, everybody thinks the quote is "music has charms to soothe the savage beast," and that's not it at all.
What
The
is it?
actual quote is "music has charms to soothe the savage breast." It was misquoted and misprinted, and it caught on. But it says it's actually has charms to soothe the savage breast.
I
That
know
would
some
explain
savage
it.
breasts in my
And my
life.
boobs to music when they try to kill me.
Yeah, her boobs have full on thrown her off the bed. So
I have me laying on the bed like this is completely dangerous. If I'm too close to the edge, the weight of them will pull me over.
Oh
I
my
end
god.
up in the air screaming for somebody to help. It's hilarious. Scary as fuck to me.
you're breaking up really bad again.
Sorry. I said it's hilarious to see when I'm, falling off the edge of the bed and my feet are up in the air and I'm doing a headstand and I'm screaming because I'm scared, but I'm laughing because I know what's happening. And yeah,
I can just imagine having a Life Alert commercial. I've fallen and my boobs won't let me up.
oh my god, yes.
I love it.
I need boob alert or some shit like that.
Yeah, people are. Yeah.
And tonight on Am I Mental, once again, Becky talks about how her boobs will kill her.
Hey, we're not talking about farts this time, so yay. And Kat saying savage, not big. Oh, I've known some savage ones that weren't big. I've known some savage breasts. Buck Cherry said it best. Hey, you're a crazy bitch. Oh, man. This is a good episode. I needed this today. I really needed this.
This was...
Because every time I
Yeah.
come into my office now, since my dog chewed up my headphones,
Oh,
I sit down and I get depressed. I needed this. They were Sennheiser studio grade headphones.
oh yeah, I know the pain, bro. I've gone through many. I understand. I feel you.
It's like the ear cups were broken in. They were a little bit falling apart, but you can replace the ear cups.
Yeah,
But when the dog chews it, so you have 3/4 inch chunks of plastic the whole length down, including your microphone and everything else. Just, ugh.
yeah, it's no good. That's no good.
Yeah, Buster, I'm talking about you. Asshole.
Oh, but he loves you.
Yeah, I didn't love him for about a week.
Nay.
It took me a
I
while
would-
to
I
be
would-
okay to let him cuddle me again.
I would have been a little pissed.
Oh, I was.
Yeah.
I walked in the house, and he saw the look on my face, and he just caught wind of my attitude, and he just ran. He was like, "Nope."
Yeah.
And I didn't even look at him. I wasn't gonna look at him, and I just went up to my wife and I went, "Look what he did."
Yeah.
You knew.
He's like, I walk in my office,
Yeah,
my
he
keyboard's skewed, my sound interface is skewed, and I'm like, why is it all skewed? And I'm like, wait, where are my headphones?
Yeah, why is it fucked up?
Wait, why is there? Oh God, there's a headphone cup there, hanging out the dog door's a wire.
Yo, God.
Buster.
I was like, and you know it's not Sadie Dog.
No, Sadie Dog has learned not to do that shit, but it took her a couple years.
Mhm.
Right.
Buster's only a year old, so still got a year of this shit to deal with. Maybe
He's
2.
still puppy.
He's still puppy,
He's still puppy.
but he is learning
Yep.
fast. He does learn really fast.
He's a
I'm
very
sure.
intelligent dog.
Yeah. Yes, Cat. It is the new dog. Last night he was jumping up trying to get in the house and hitting all 4 claws against the sliding glass door, or all 4 paws. And I'm like, no, we're not having that. And I just look at him and I'm like, Buster. And he sits down. His tail's just wag, 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 wag. Even when he's in trouble, he's happy. His tail just never stops wagging.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, you're sitting down. You're as calm as you can be. I get up to go get to the door. He jumps up against the door. I stop. And he sits down. I start walking towards the door. He jumps up again. I start to turn around. He sits down. He didn't get up again until I opened the door. He learns fast. I didn't say anything. I just stopped.
Right.
A lot of dogs don't have the capacity to figure out what was going on. He figured it out like that.
Yeah. Some are just really intelligent. Mine's insane. She's so intelligent. I started off the word peanut butter you can't say around her anymore, so I started spelling it. Well, she figured that out. So now you have to have a different word for it every time.
Yeah.
Like it's an Airedale. And they're really, really intelligent dogs. And but the cool thing is she grew up around the studio and music. So no matter how loud I play, that dog falls asleep right at my feet mostly when I'm
Oh,
yeah.
and you need to send me pictures. I love doggos.
Oh my God, she's so Maxie, when you see her puppy picture, you're gonna lose it. She didn't even look real. The cutest little puppy you've ever seen in your life.
Buster.
Let's see.
I'm bringing Buster so you can see him. Come here, Buster. Come here, Buster. Oh my God, you're a brick.
Buster,
Oh,
the beagle, he's so cute.
oh my God.
Are you my beagle puppy? Huh?
Dog.
He's gotten so big.
He weighs as much as Sadie does.
Wow.
He's all muscle. He's a freaking brick.
How much does he weigh?
60 pounds.
Nice. That's solid.
Yeah, beagles aren't supposed to get above 40. He's 60, but then his dad was also 60. And then some
so
people are like, well, maybe it's not a pedigreed pup. Oh, he's papered. We didn't
he's
get.
papered.
We didn't purchase the papers. We're like, you can keep the papers. We're not going to breed him. We don't need him. He's just going to be a stay-at-home pup. He's going to be our dog.
Aw,
He's not a breeding dog. He's a companion dog.
love it.
But man, I mean,
Love
he weighs a ton.
He's a solid.
Yeah, and I have a yellow lab that also weighs 60 pounds. And it is
Wow,
way bigger than him. He's just that much muscle.
just dense.
Yeah.
He's compact, dense. Yeah.
Yeah, I go to pick him up and he hurts my back. He's so
Oh.
dense.
Man, I thought Mr. Chippy was bad, and he only weighs 20 pounds, but that's big for a Chihuahua.
Yeah.
That's very big for a Chihuahua.
Well, he's half Chihuahua. He's Chihuahua Terrier, but he's a solid chunky boy, my Mr. Chippy.
So, one of the funniest things I ever saw, it was actually in Sims 3 with the pets. I think it was Sims 3. You get a Chihuahua and then make it a huge dog. When they scale up, they don't scale up well.
Oh my
Because
god!
they're just this gigantic head. You're like, how do your back feet stay on the ground? How are you not tipping over constantly?
I mean, Chippy he has the shortest legs, but the longest body, and like he has, according to the vet, he's not overweight for his size or anything like that, but he has little cankles. So freaking cute.
I still say the funniest looking dog that I ever saw was half Corgi, half German Shepherd.
Oh my god!
The dog was a full-blown German Shepherd with Corgi legs.
Oh my god.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
full-length Corgi, like full-length German Shepherd, full German Shepherd head, full German Shepherd tail, and literally Corgi legs.
Poor dog.
And she was the sweetest dog once she got to know you.
Bexy, I sent you pictures of my dog Andy as a puppy and now.
Oh yay! I love puppy pictures. Now I have to go look after I find Mr. Chippy's good picture.
Mr. Chippy.
Yeah, well, full name is Sir Java Chip, but my little brother can't say Java Chip, so it just comes out Mr. Chippy.
Well, everyone thinks my dog's name is Andy, and they think it's a boy, but it's short for Andromeda.
Oh,
Aw,
awesome.
I love it.
Andy, did you see that?
Oh my god, look at the face!
Okay, I need pictures.
I'm saving and sending. Give me a moment.
It's been a moment. Where are they?
Oh my god. I'm still marveling at the dog pictures, all right? You'll get them when I'm done.
Oh!
Yeah, that's right. I'm wearing my sassy pants tonight. How you like them apples?
Oh my lord, what a cutie!
I know.
Adorable dog.
I just want to go eyes to eyes and nose bridge to nose bridge. Be like, hey puppy, how you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, I love it.
All right,
That's my home.
So, you know what? I'm going to have Bexy send you a link to A Moment of Peace. I really want you to listen to it, and I want to
Excellent.
hear your opinion of it.
Okay, great.
And I'll go ahead and play it here as well for everybody else.
Awesome.
Well, that sounds cool. Oh,
And I'm playing it now for everybody else.
Sending link now. There it is.
Just waiting for Joe to finish hearing it.
Yo, what a ride, bro.
Thank you.
Okay, let me break this down. Okay, so first of all, the sequencing and the oscillation in the beginning, brilliant. I love that so much. Whatever you did with the filtering there on that sequencing was phenomenal.
Well,
I
thank you.
love one of my favorite effects in the world is telephone old AM radio. And when the beat dropped into the AM radio telephone tone, I lost my mind because that's my shit.
I love
That's
it
my
too.
shit. That's my shit. I already in my head, and I can tell you tomorrow, I'm going to be upstairs with that playing on the Bose system, and I'm going to be playing guitar to that for sure. 100%.
Ooh, I'd love to hear what you could contribute to it.
100%. I can't wait. Yo, that was phenomenal. The sound quality is pristine. Very, very well done.
I didn't even master it. It's not even mastered.
Don't change anything. That was awesome.
I don't plan on it. I think that with this one, the lo-fi is great for it.
Yeah.
It makes it raw.
That was so cool. I really loved it.
Are we totally fanboying over each other right now?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. There's a new bromance.
Fangirling over both of you for.
It's a
you
bad.
Know,
it's a bad bromance.
Yeah. I want a bad bromance.
Oh, God, in a bad bromance.
I will say I was not a big fan of Lady Gaga initially, but after finding out her past and her roots,
yeah,
and finding out that she did it because she's like, you know what, I'm going to get rich, and I have the ability to do it. More power to her. I'm a huge fan. And I know people that have met her and have said she is just a genuinely, amazingly awesome and nice person.
Yeah, she seems like a cool ass chick, actually. Love her, definitely. I do a cover. I have a video up. Oh fuck, you don't have Twitter. I have a video up on Twitter of my.
If I get the link, I can still view videos and stuff. I just can't comment or anything.
Link, I'll send it to him.
Okay, I will. My prog, the fusion band I was telling you about in Buffalo, we were doing a party and they wanted a fusion prog band and it was a wedding party and someone in the audience requested Lady Gaga. Of course, being fusion artists, we have to play whatever they ask. So we played Bad Romance and it was sick. It was like an instrumental version. It was dope.
Nice. Yeah, actually that song is really good. Leo did a cover of it. That was his very first cover he ever did. That song was made for metal. Like, seriously.
Oh, that's a great song. It's a great song.
Yeah, it is. Another song that surprised me that sounds great as metal, although it's really, really weird listening to a guy singing the lyrics, is the song WAP by, God damn it, Cardi B and Meg the Stallion. That done in metal with the guy singing it, it is amazing, but just hearing some of the lyrics coming from a raspy metal sounding Scandinavian guy. Yeah. But the song itself, like just the musically, it was perfect for metal.
Right.
Just it left me so conflicted. He even covered Let It Go from Frozen.
Really?
And he does it in a great way. He's dressed up as Elsa, and he plays on his kids' toy music stuff.
Yes.
Oh my God.
His daughter is in a lot of his videos.
Shark. That's the only reason I understand that song. He does a metal version of Baby Shark.
And it's amazing.
Yes.
We did too.
Nice.
That's awesome. Yeah.
He also did a metal cover of the Simpsons theme song.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's a classic.
Yeah.
I sent you the video.
Yeah, I will definitely check that out. We only have about 20 minutes left, so.
I dropped the link for it in the Discord so the rest of the listeners could see it too.
Oh, great. Great. It's the only surviving footage of that gig, so.
Nice. Yeah, one of my best friends, I mean, he definitely, like, when I first met him, it was one of those things where we got along okay. I didn't think anything special. And then we wound up sitting next to each other while we worked at the same company for a while. And we wound up finding out that we had a lot in common. And then after I moved away from San Diego, that's when our friendship really became like a total like brothership. He was my best man at my second wedding. And he's a bass player. Does a lot of jazz. And his son, probably the most talented drummer I have ever heard.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's dope.
And he's still young. He's not even 20 yet, and he does studio sessions. He's being asked by other bands to come in and do the drumming for them in the studio, which is what he wants to do. He wants to be a session drummer, but he has his own band, and I mean, he does a lot of fusion and covers. And I mean, dear God, this kid is so fucking talented.
That's awesome.
But he had been drumming since before he could speak. At the age of 2, he sat down behind a drum set and started playing on it. And he never stopped. And his dad put him into School of Rock.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And his drumming chops went, it skyrocketed. I will say, a lot of people may give School of Rock, be like, oh, whatever, it's just a movie, and how good can the school be? It's fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah.
That school turns out some amazing musicians.
Anytime you can capture someone young and get them to play with other people, you're going to go through the roof, because that's what it is. There's a huge difference between sitting in your room and playing and then communicating with other musicians. It takes you to a whole different level.
It does. Like, I've been, ever since I stopped playing taiko, it was 2000, I moved to San Diego, and I never got back into taiko. That's when I really started diving deep into electronic music. Sometimes it's really hard to even sit down and write anything, but then I could hear something, I'd be like, dude, can I remix that? I want to remix that second song that you said, it was damn it, I'm terrible at names.
Epilogue.
Yeah, Epilogue. I really want to do a remix on that. I really want to.
Do it up, dude.
I need the stems.
That's right. You would need the stems. I can get you the stems.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I could definitely get you the stems.
And Bexy lost audio and will be coming right back.
That's fucking awesome. That's fucking cool.
So, a cool little story. And it's like, I've had a couple of times where I got close to a label and things fell through. So it's just like, okay, maybe it's just not my thing. The first time, there was this lady, like I was DJing and running karaoke, and she became, we got to become pretty good friends. And then she listened to I actually sent the link to the A Loaded 22, which you're going to get from Bexy. She loved it. She took it to her best friend's fiance. Best friend's fiance is Too Short's cousin who runs a studio over in the Bay Area. He loved it.
Really?
But then she fell off the face of the planet.
Fuck.
Second time I had something kind of close happen, there was this band, and there was a British hip-hop band, and I went to school with this one lady who's a singer, amazing singer, Siobhan, and she wound up hooking up with them to do some music, and she actually, instead of just doing it across, the internet, she bought a ticket and flew to London to record with them, and they did this one great song that I heard. It was called Shot Me Down. It was basically about having a kid with someone, and then they break up, and then they withhold the kid from you kind of thing. And I was like, the music doesn't really fit the lyrics, is what I thought. I was like, the lyrics are good, the music's good, but they don't quite fit. Kind of like how Tears for Fears and Simon and Garfunkel tend to do, where their music doesn't fit the lyrics so well. And I was like, I want to remix this. And they're like, okay, yeah, go ahead. So I did a remix of it. Wow. And they got, you know how in the U.S. we have Vibe magazine, or did, back when magazines were still a thing?
Yeah.
Well, the sister company over in the UK, I don't see you, Bexy. She's trying to get back in, and I don't see her requesting to get in. Oh, there she is. Anyway, so it's basically their version of Vibe over in the UK. They requested this band to send 3 songs to them because they were climbing the British charts for hip-hop and EDM. And they decided to send 2 songs and send my remix. The main engineer who did this was trying to do it to prove that he was better than me. For whatever reason, I didn't fucking care. I didn't even know. I was just like, wow, he sent my song. That's awesome.
Yeah.
They liked what I did so much that they wanted me to remix a Katy Perry song that they had just recorded over there to see what I could do with it. He refused.
Really?
The whole band turned on him. The band broke up because of it. They're like, dude, give him his shot. They like it. Give him his shot. It's like, if we help him, who's to say he's not going to help us? And I was like, dude, I know this guy. He will definitely do everything he can to help us. And I was like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's like, dude,
yeah.
It wasn't my original song. I just remixed it. It's
Right,
their original
right.
song.
Right.
Yeah, and of course, that fell through. The guy still, he just disappeared on everybody. He ghosted everyone after that.
That sucks.
Yeah, so
Well, at least
I had 2 close brushes.
that's cool, though, man. That's amazing. That's fucking amazing. I can't believe that fell through, though. Fuck.
Oh, well. I can't,
Yeah.
it's that whole thing of, about the what you have power over and what you don't. I have no power over this.
True.
So I just had to let it go. It hurt. Oh my God, it hurt, but I had to let it go.
Oh, I'm sure. Fuck. Katy Perry? That's crazy, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, wait, you guys actually have a Katy Perry song that you want me to remix?
That's
Holy
amazing.
shit, dude. This was right after I Kissed a Girl came out, so she was still new. Which is why they
Red
were
hot.
okay with me doing it, because she was still new.
Right.
Like if they now they'd probably be like, no, you have to be established to do a remix of a Katy Perry song.
Oh God, yeah, but she wasn't. Yeah, she wasn't as set into the environment yet. That would have been sick, though. That would have been really cool, though.
Oh God, I would have loved that. But
Yeah.
again, it is what it is.
It is what it is, and shit happens for a reason. And like you said, if you're powerless, you're powerless. Let everything flow.
Yep, and you know what? If I had done that, this podcast may not exist.
Right.
Maybe that's
Right.
the reason. I don't know.
Maybe that is. Yeah.
I'll call
And
it
it's
the reason. I'm
certainly
good with that.
Yeah. And then we wouldn't have talked. And then, of course, that's
We
the
wouldn't be
most-
fans of each other. I know that people would probably love to see the video reactions that I do and stuff because I'm so animated.
Yeah. Me too. I know what you're saying.
Like, you get to see it, but like next week, if you're listening, yeah, you won't get to see it, but you'll know what I'm
Right.
doing.
Right. Well, this is. Go ahead.
So glad you decided to come on the show. It's been amazing.
Oh, I loved it. I'll come back anytime. I don't care.
I'm
loved
going to have to
it.
use you as some inspiration to get some of my stuff out there.
Yeah, dude. Hey, do it up. That stuff should be out there. That stuff's awesome.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. I like
Absolutely.
seriously. And not just because you're the guest and not just because you're another musician, but no, seriously, I really appreciate that. Especially coming from a peer and another musician. It really, yeah.
It does. It hits harder that way, and I understand that.
Yeah, it hits differently because like it's nice to be appreciated by others, but it's to have your peers go, "Damn, I like that." That means that means something extra.
The
Yeah.
highlight has been watching your face light up.
I actually peeked on the last song that we were listening to, and all I saw was 3 other faces just all really into the music. I was like, yeah, I look like that too. And I went back into it.
Well, it's been a blast, and I'm really glad you guys had me. So
I'm glad that you came on, and I bet you that your any depression and anxiety that you had before is going to be kind of gone for a few days.
oh, for
This
sure.
show gives a nice little boost. It's nice.
Absolutely does. Absolutely. And
To give
Go
you an
ahead.
idea about C's first episode that they did with us, they were a guest. First person to hit the full 3-hour mark.
Really?
Right? I mean, within seconds of ending the episode, I texted Bexy saying, "Co-host?" ? Bexy replied back, "Yes." So I immediately messaged C going, "You want to be a co-host?"
How long are guests normally on?
Guests are usually on. I mean, lately they've been getting closer to the 3-hour mark more often than not.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, but like initially, like our first season, we were limited to 45 minutes, and it just kind of slowly moved farther and farther along. And it really is. If we find a good stopping place, we'll stop early. It's like, okay, everything's said that needs to be said. Okay, we'll stop.
Right.
We're not like the Joe Rogan show, which is going to go for hours and hours and hours and hours every single time, and it has to. We don't have to. We go until the story is done.
Cool.
And we have had 1 2-parter. The season finale was the first part, and the season premiere, the next season, was the second part.
Brilliant. Yeah. I love That's awesome.
It wasn't deliberately that way. It's just that their story was just that deep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It required a second episode. Like there's no two ways about it.
That's awesome. That was cool. Well, I had a ton of fun.
Oh, so did I. Like I said, this was definitely the boost I needed to get over my headphones.
Yeah.
It was nice meeting you, even if it was a pretty short time. But it was very nice meeting you, Joe.
Yeah, you as well.
Yeah, C doesn't think that podcasting's more important than education.
I am glad that for whatever reason your tweet about your music came across my Twitter, because I never would have known, and I love it.
Yeah, I'm very glad. I'm very glad too. This is really cool. And I'm glad that I saw that you were doing the podcast and invited myself on, kind of.
Oh, we're always looking for guests.
Always.
Even if we're booked a full season, we're always looking for guests because people drop out. And then we have a list. We go, "Hey, you available now?" What do you mean now? Like in 20 minutes?
Me last week?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
We have that happen sometimes. It's like, can you make it now? And I mean, now?
Yeah. I'll be your fill-in guy anytime.
Nice.
Message me anytime. I'm always... I love to talk about this stuff.
Bexy was my fill-in anytime.
Oh, okay.
Bexy's now a co-host.
Now she's co-host.
Well, the original co-host, his life got really, really busy.
Okay.
I still talk to him all the time. Because, I mean, he was, at one point in time, my step-brother-in-law. Yeah.
Sounds complicated.
Hey. It's actually not all that complicated. It was my, now ex-wife's, but it was my wife's stepbrother. So that's my stepbrother-in-law.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
And we still talk constantly.
Oh, good.
He's one of my best friends. He's a brother. He became a brother. We're divorced. He's still my brother.
Oh, that's great.
As a matter of fact, he talks to me more than he talks to her. So, but that's okay. The rest of the family talks to her more than they talk to me, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I got to keep the one that I really cherished.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. So thank you very much. You want to plug yourself in any way right now?
Yeah, sure. Let's see.
Like, do you have a website or anything?
We are building a website currently. There will be a website. As of right now, most of my music is available through Twitter. My Twitter handle is at Savage Sales of ME. That stands for Maine, and it looks like me, but it stands for Maine. Savage Sales of Me. You can find all my music there. I'm on Spotify. Binaria is the band. Rumble is the album. Check it out.
Definitely. Thank you very much for coming on. Appreciate having you. Love your music, dude. Seriously.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I am a fan. And I'm hoping that maybe one day we could actually collaborate on some stuff. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Oh, I'd love to.
I'd love to as well.
All right, guys.
You guys heard it here first. All right, so next week we're looking for a guest. So if you, yeah, we haven't really stressed so much about trying to schedule a full month in advance as much as we used to because it just never works out. So
No, I understand.
we need a guest next week. The week after that, we have a guest. It's going to be about meds. The week after that, February 3rd, that's my birthday. I'm reserving it for me. I think I want to have an artist's thing where music, poems, short stories, paintings, photos, pictures, drawings, whatever. We've done that before. It was, oh God, it was amazing. But we definitely need to get the word out more this time so more people can submit stuff. Like if they don't want to come on the air and do it and they just want us to read it or share it, yeah, by all means do so. And then after that, we only have 2 weeks left in the season. And then
Wow, this is going fast.
Yeah, and then we are prepping for the beginning of the 3rd year of the podcast.
Jeez.
That's awesome.
I can't believe that we're at that point. And the day after the day after we launch the 3rd year of the podcast, I go to the dentist.
What day is the 3rd year of the podcast again?
Your birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kat was at the dentist on Monday or birthday on Monday. I know that you've been to the dentist. But yeah, Kat's already following you on Twitter, Joe.
Yes.
And has Spotify. Looking forward.
Yes.
They're looking forward to the collaboration. Like I want to hear what you do to Moment of Peace. Now here's the problem: the drive that has the original files for Moment of Peace. Yeah. It crashed, and I don't have a backup of it, so I cannot bring out the originals for that. I'd have to try to recreate it, and I don't have that app anymore.
No, that's okay.
So, yeah.
That's okay. What I'll do on Twitter, what I do a lot is I'll put out a poll, and I'll put out a poll and say, what do you guys want me to improv over this week? And I'll send out like 4 different options: Hosier, Jewel, Gnarls, Barkley, whatever. Nice. So I'm just going to do what I always do, which is put your music on, run the camera, and jam out.
Sweet. I definitely want to check it out. And if you want to pick a different song, like I said, I sent you a list of 22 songs.
I can tell you this. Your type of music is definitely my vibe. So I'll be jamming a lot. I promise you that.
Sweet. All right. Well,
all right, guys.
Until next week, I'm E.
I'm Bexy.
I'm C.
And we'll catch you all on the next one. See.